Sorry, go ahead.
But somehow they managed to do the rest of it out there in out there by Hellfire and whatever else, and they got flying out there. They just failed to finish the cities.
Yeah, the rest of Burning Crusade. So, yeah, where the tower is and all that, because that's how it was designed. And the thing is that they didn't have a whole lot of end game stuff, and they didn't actually. The thing is I played WoW before. I actually have the original collector's edition that came with the book and the CD and everything, the original. So the thing is you could go down and pick that up, not a problem. When Burning Crusade came out, and I stood in line on the West Coast. Now, online gaming on the West Coast, and I heard people talking about it when I was at meetings at work. And I said, okay, this game has gotten serious, because people out on the West Coast are waiting in line for an expansion to come out, and they're like fighting over it and stuff. It's just gotten real.
Shit just got real.
Yeah, I just wish Blizzard wouldn't have sold it to Activision.
Well, they're actually two different companies. They're kind of the same, but they kind of act apart from each other.
Yes and no. The way I understand it, they actually bought out Blizzard.
I thought it was like more like a joint venture, like.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was a joint venture.
Because it seems like they're both together, but they just pull resources from each other.
There are people from Blizzard that stayed with Activision, and Activision now owns the Blizzard logo. But a lot of the original Blizzard team are no longer with them. They are, as a matter of fact, the old Blizzard team are actually the ones that did WildStar.
Well, that game flopped hard.
It did.
I kind of was looking forward to it. I saw some videos and shit, and I was like, oh, this might be cool. And then I started flopping everywhere after a month it was released.
They've released it too soon. I just did a 10-day trial not long ago. Things have picked up on it, but it's not. I don't know. My biggest thing is I don't like the way the characters look. But in general, it's a fairly fun game.
After 3 other MMOs that I've bought and released and failed, like Warhammer Online, Age of Conan, and Star Wars, the last one, Knights of the Republic.
Yeah.
I'm not buying another MMO until it's like at least 6 months out.
I'm right on there with you. I did most of that too. I mean, Star Wars was fun, and then you got to the end, and there's like, okay, what do you do?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The only two that I'm currently playing right now are WoW and Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah, I've been playing my Oblivion. I've been thinking about starting up and maybe trying to do Elder Scrolls if I get the time, but it took a lot of arm turning for me to come back to WoW, so...
Elder Scrolls Online is actually a fairly good MMO. It had a bit of a rough start. The questing is fun. I absolutely adore the combat system. You can't stand still. If you stand still, expect your ass to die.
Oh yeah, no. I beta tested, yeah, ESO.
Okay, yeah, so it was you that said that. I absolutely adore that. It's pretty nice. I like it. One of the things I don't like about it, however, is the way they have the dungeon system set up. If people don't know how to use it, you're gonna wind up in a dungeon with 4 DPS. And it just does not work.
Well, I don't like how, like, there's a really clear healing class, right? And, like, I'm playing a mage, and I kind of want to heal, but I gotta get good, decent staff in order to heal, or whatever. So, I don't know, it kind of turned me off. Like, I was supposed to play with my brother and his buddies, but it took forever for him to get it and start going. So, and then Kyle and Sassy got me to play WoW again. So
The
now I'm
biggest
here.
the biggest thing with ESO is you don't whatever you do, do not piss around with waiting for gear. You craft. If you want gear, you craft it.
See, that's the thing. I hate crafting shit. So
See,
I
it's I usually do too. In ESO, it's not that bad. As a matter of fact, I don't know why, but I actually enjoy crafting in ESO.
Well, I enjoyed it on Oblivion. I didn't get far enough because the problem was I'm working my 12-hour shifts. I was working 8, so I felt like I had no time. And every time they had an open flipping weekend for testing, of course, I was working 3 days in between.
honestly, the graphics are terrible. I mean, at least I have it for Xbox, and the graphics are just shit.
That's
Like-
because you got your Xbox. If you
Right.
put it on a computer, it's gonna look fucking amazing.
I'm sure it would be much better on my computer because I have a decent rig, but like everybody that was playing it got it on Xbox, and I play WoW. My WoW looks much better than fucking ESO on my Xbox.
Well, I'll tell you this. I tried Oblivion with the controller, and I went immediately back to the keyboard.
Honestly, I think I'm fine with the controller. I'm just fine with it. I just don't. The graphics are terrible, and I mean, I have fun with it, but I don't know. There's something about WoW that always brings me back. I don't think I can ever play really another MMO.
Yeah, but I'm telling you right now, with those new updated graphics that are come out with the expansion, it's going to look like shit because they have a very, very much older GeForce GPU in that thing.
Why would they do that?
Because they haven't updated
Because
it.
it comes down to manufacturing. You can't sit there and come out with a brand new Xbox and expect 900 series processors in it. You have to buy what's going to be the most available at the time, and then you try to subterfuge it by adding more RAM and hopefully getting away with their own. I think they have their own chipset in the board, so there really isn't like a P and X or a Z board on it. I don't know what's in it, but I know the GPU is substandard compared to a PS series because that's always been the issue. Xbox has better action games because they have a contract with NVIDIA. And so NVIDIA actually codes the games for it, but ATIs have always outperformed NVIDIA's for the most part.
I just know that I have Forza Horizon 2 on my Xbox, and that game is fucking gorgeous. Like, it's just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I'm not a big racing fan at all. I bought the game just because I fucking look it good. But Elder Scrolls looks like shit of consoles. It really does.
Oh, I have no doubt. I have no doubt it does.
I mean, like, WoW, who's a 10-year-old game, looks way better on my PC than fucking Elder Scrolls consoles, which should... I mean, like, every game I got for Xbox looks pretty fucking amazing, but Elder Scrolls looks like poop. So, when I get on my computer and play Witcher 3 or this game, it's just like, shit, I don't want to play Elder Scrolls and big shitty graphics.
Well, the thing is you gotta think when WoW came out, because I've been playing since EverQuest, so I've been doing this a long fucking time. So when Warcraft came out, when Warcraft came out, I mean, it's just like the graphics didn't kill your computer. It was much more client-based versus server-based. So the lag issue wasn't nearly as bad because the data that you were basically transporting was substantially less than it was for EverQuest.
I remember EverQuest. My friends in high school tried to get me into it, but I just didn't care about it. I remember killing rats and bats in that certain area for like half an hour. I was like, fuck this shit, I'm gonna play Counter-Strike. That was my thing. that was my thing in high school. I love Counter-Strike. I used to be. I'm shitty now, but I used to be fucking good at that game. Like that was my shit. And they got a couple buddies who trying to get me into fucking EverQuest. I'm like, I don't want to kill fucking rats and bats. I would just kill some motherfuckers.
Well, see, the thing is when talking about what I forgot. sorry, I don't remember your name. I'm bad with names, but the lady who was talking earlier about
She's not even in
you know,
here, I
people
don't think.
complaining and the flying and all that. People on Warcraft have no idea how much of a pain in the ass online gaming can be. Because like EverQuest camp, you could sit there, you have a weak spawn on shit, it doesn't drop stuff all the time, and then you camp in the damn thing for 40 hours straight. Oh my goodness.
I don't know. From what I remember, it sounded like a pain in the ass. Like my friends told me about it, like that just sounds terrible. Like I just rather play Counter Strike and just kill people. I gotta wait. It's like a couple of minutes when if I die early in the match, and that's it. This game, you gotta wait for shit. You gotta do all this crap. And fuck that. To me, it didn't make sense to me back in those days. But I mean, when back in college days, I broke my ankle, and then my brother and Kyle were playing WoW, and so I was bored then, so I had plenty of time to fuck around with shit, and that's how I got into WoW. So I've been playing since a year after Vanilla came out. I don't know.
Oh yeah. The thing is with EverQuest is that you actually had a lot of time during combat just to chat and goof around and talk or whatnot or whatever. It did take a long time to level, so you actually made friendships, and that was a big thing. Because I still have friendships that I had from back then. I still have now, so it's almost 20 years ago now.
Yeah, when did EverQuest come out? The first one.
1997, because the first expansion was Kunark, and I think it was 98.
Really? It's that old. I just when I was really back in 2002.
I was about to say 98 sounded right to me, but
2002 is when, like, at least I had a few buddies of mine in high school that were into it and were trying to get me to play. I think I was sophomore. Yeah, I was sophomore in high school, I think. Time.
Are you sure it wasn't EverQuest 2?
Might have been EverQuest 2. I don't know. I know it was EverQuest. One of those two.
Yeah, that one bombed.
Because we used to go to the Cyber Cafe and play Counter Strike all day. Like that was our shit. Just go on Saturdays and play Counter Strike. And like, oh, get on my account and play EverQuest so you can play. I'm like, okay. And then just sitting there, just killing bats and rats for like half an hour. I'm just like, fuck this shit, man. I don't want to kill bats and rats for an hour. So I just said I'm never playing this game, and then I went back to Counter Strike. And then I did try Age of Camelot too, but I didn't want to pay the $10 a month for it or whatever it was at the time. That was actually kind of a fun game. I played it for like 2 months, I think. It was more PvP based than anything else, but it seemed pretty fun. So, are we doing anything now? What's up, Dan?
no. Everything with the shit. All the crime.
Where's Sassy and Kyle? What they're doing?
They're a mumble group ahead of us.
They're what?
They're up in a mumble group above us.
Hot Beef move to Sunshine's PV hearing.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Alrighty then.
Hot Beef entered chat.
Alrighty then.
So they're high as shit over there, by the way.
Sweet.
They're fucking blazing.
Good for them. So what you wearing? Because it's only 2 acceptable answers.
Hot Beef move to StarCraft.
That's fine. What you wearing? Nothing and khakis are the only acceptable answers.